against Steve Osbourne of Nottingham. Steve Osbourne will be the first man in the ring, and he'll be going into the red corner. And here indeed he comes, Steve Osbourne. Well, Jim McDonald, we've seen both Herbie Hyde's contests so far. First one went 1 round, the second one went 2 rounds. You reckon another quick stoppage for him tonight?
I think Herbie's capable of taking out anyone, and I was speaking to him just before the contest actually in the change rooms, and he seems more relaxed in himself, and I think anyone he hits clean will go. So this fella's got to be well on guard.
Well, this fella here, Steve Osbourne, 24 years of age, having a quick gargle just before he gets in the ring. Herbie Hyde, his opponent, just 18. Referee for this contest, incidentally, tonight, third man in the ring, the old mate of mine, Mike Jacobs. The disco lights flash, and into the ring, Steve Osbourne. And here comes Herbie Hyde. His gloves on the shoulders of Darky Smith. Jim, I was talking to Darky yesterday, and he was making no secret of the fact that he expects great things from Herbie on a world scene. Do you share that enthusiasm?
I think, you know, with Herbie, it's early days. The kid's only 18, and you know, it'd be interesting watching him progress. But I think I've watched him shape up in the gym against fighters sort of a good pedigree, and he's certainly got the talent and the ability. But you know, I'd hold back that view for a little while yet and just see how Herbie shapes up.
Well, no doubting that if he fills out the heavyweight, he's got the height, he's certainly got the speed, and he's certainly got the looks.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pro Box, when this evening Matchroom, sponsored by Advans, bring you an evening of championship boxing from York Hall in the heart of London, broadcast live by satellite for Screen Sport to the United Kingdom and Europe. All your officials this evening are appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Now, the boxers are in the ring for the first contest, and this is a cruiserweight contest at 13 stone 10 pounds over 6 3-minute rounds. Introducing in the red corner with the black shorts, with 7 wins from 14 contests, from Nottingham, Steve Osbourne. And his opponent in the blue corner with the blue shorts, unbeaten in both contests, from Norwich, Herbie Hyde. At the weigh-in at 1 o'clock today, Osbourne scaled 13 stone 4 pounds, Hyde 13 stone 10 pounds. Your referee for the opening contest is Mike Jacobs, and your timekeeper, Ray Rice.
So, Alan Hughes makes the introductions, and right away we can see with the two boys side by side, a couple of inches in height advantage for young Herbie Hyde. So we're scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. A few final words of encouragement from Darky Smith. Remember that Herbie Hyde never gone longer than 2 rounds as a pro. Well, the Nottingham boy, Steve Osbourne, his record suggests he could be quite durable. He lost 8 of his fights, but only 2 of those inside the distance. Looks a little bit fleshy around the middle. Herbie Hyde, in contrast, looking good. And Hyde getting through early in this first round. Height and reach advantage. And at the moment, Osbourne can do nothing but tuck up. Hyde spearing that left uppercut through the Nottingham boys' guard. And Osbourne forced to hold. Mike Jacobs breaks him. That was a good shot from Hyde. Swinging right uppercut. Already Osbourne's face starting to pink up under this onslaught. On the strength of this first round, Jim, and looks as though Osbourne will do well to go 6-3s.
Marking up very early. Herbie's very relaxed, as you can see. We've just didn't cut the fights behind him. He's enjoying his work, and yeah, he's looking like the Herbie we were all expecting.
Well, Hyde teeing off with both hands now, and once again, Osbourne forced to hold. Get the feeling that if Hyde just took one step back and measured just one punch, that might just be enough. He's pouring it on as this first round draws to a close, and for the third time in this round, Osbourne forced to hold.
Fair play to Osbourne. He's sticking to his task, but really he's fighting an uphill battle right from the off.
Well, he's outgunned in this first round. No doubts absolutely about who's going to win this round. Hyde by a streak. Last seconds of the first round. There's the bell. Well, a good start by Herbie Hyde, Jim. I think I'd like to see just a little bit more control in his boxing. As I say, just take one step back and look to land one single measured good shot.
Yeah, Herbie's, you know, he's come out there to try and stamp his authority, which he's obviously done. But, you know, when we were talking about world-class just before, this is like the kind of fights he needs to have, really, because to get these things out of his system very early, because he's throwing clusters of shots without really planting one good one before he lets the combinations go. And fair play to the other fella from Wally Swift's camp. You know, he took a hell of a lot of shots there, and looks like he's going to earn his money tonight.
Well, Herbie Hyde's record, supplied by our statisticians at Boxing Monthly. 2 fights, 2 wins, and 2 of them inside the distance. But as Jim was saying, really just a baby. Wally Swift, great British champion himself, of course. And we're into the second. And Hyde stepping up the pace a little bit, and that provokes Osbourne to fight back furiously. Hyde looking for the opening, and there's a cut now under Osbourne's right eye. Not serious yet.
This ain't going to go much further. Herbie's teeing off with good shots now.
Yes, he is measuring the shots now. Just doesn't want to try and do everything at 100 miles an hour.
I know Herbie's a great fan of Muhammad Ali, and I think he's trying to imitate him a bit as well with the handstand style.
That can be very dangerous when you're up against, with all due respect to Steve Osbourne, a man of slightly higher calibre.
Correct.
But, well, all it needs is somebody to punch him on the chin one day. You might find that guard is lifted up a bit.
Stop boxing. Break cleanly and take one step back. Box up.
Mike Jacobs telling Herbie Hyde to break clean, not allowed to hit on the break. And you've got to give Osbourne full marks of bravery. And that cut looking a little bit nasty now. Little crescent-shaped cut underneath the right eye. Well, that was a good right hand. And Osbourne's knees buckled then.
You can see why he's never been stopped before. He's very durable. He's took a hell of a good right hand there, and he's still in there trying his best.
Well, they don't breed sissies in Nottingham, tell you that. And Osbourne looking very careworn now as we're inside the last minute of the second round. And if the bell goes, Steve Osbourne will have taken Herbie Hyde further than either of his previous 2 opponents. Mike Jacobs keeping a careful look, careful watch on that cut.
Herbie looks like he's looking to pick one good shot now and then unload. It's not going so erratic as he was done just a little bit earlier.
A little grin from Herbie Hyde. Steve Osbourne doesn't find it a laughing matter, tell you that. Actually, he does look. If you've ever seen films of very, very early Muhammad Ali, and Cassius Clay as he was then, certain similarity.
If you tell Herbie that, he'd think all his birthdays have come together.
Well, he looks like him physically, but an awful long way to go before he starts boxing like him, because they broke the mould when they made Muhammad Ali.
There's only ever one Muhammad Ali.
That's right. Face in the middle, little Charlie Magri, former world flyweight champion. Now, there's the right hand.
Hell of a good shot.
That was a magnificent punch, and Steve Osbourne clinging onto Hyde, clinging onto the rope for dear life. He did very well to survive that.
That was fighter's instinct, that was. You can't teach no one that, it just comes with instinct.
Oh, that's right. Well, he's quite experienced, Steve Osbourne. He's had 14 bouts. He's only won 6 of them, but as I said earlier, of those 8 defeats, only 2 have come inside the distance. So the cut has been liberally smeared with Vaseline, and Herbie Hyde, well, round 3 for him, unknown territory. Never been this far in either of his 2 previous pro bouts, but of course leading by a long way on Mike Jacobs' scorecard at the moment.
It's Herbie's taking his time a little bit more now, looking to pick with a jab and not just throwing in and throwing clusters. He really is looking to pick the shots now.
Well, once again, in the Courage Stakes, Steve Osbourne scoring highly. He's stalking his man, he's going after him. Now, the Nottingham boy can dig a little bit. He has won a fight by the short route, so Herbie Hyde can't afford to be too casual in his approach. I'd like to see Hyde go for a couple of body shots, Jimmy. He hasn't thrown many in this fight yet.
Yeah, interesting. I was just thinking the same thing myself, actually. He hasn't really tested him downstairs, and I think that could be his next battle plan.
Because Steve Osbourne looks a little bit chunky around the waist, and well, it's a way of finding you out. A couple of shots to the body.
We can certainly take a good shot on the chin. Maybe it'd be best if he whacks him around the body for a little while and then sees how his chin feels then. But full credit to Steve Osbourne, he's still sticking in there.
Well, I'll tell you this, if there's any butchers up in Nottingham listening, Steve Osbourne's going to need a nice piece of fillet steak for that right eye in the morning, because it's coming up to an absolute perfect shiner. And once again, the right hand connects, and Hyde once again pouring it on, but just unable to find that last telling shot when he needs it. It's the second time in this contest that he's connected with a good, solid right, and Osbourne has wobbled, but he hasn't gone down. Midway through the third, Hyde ahead, but no knockdowns. And by contrast, Hyde completely unmarked. I guess the biggest danger for Herbie, Jim, is if he should start running out of ideas and start thinking, well, I'm not going to finish this guy now, what do I do?
I think one of the good things about a fight like this for Herbie is the fact that it'll enable him to keep his concentration over a longer period of time. I noticed in that round he was looking to settle down and take his time, try and work the fella out, because he knows he ain't going to take the fella out of one clean shot, so he's looking to do a professional job on him.
Well, Wally Swift with the magic sponge. Wally Swift's lad also in the boxing game, of course. Well, there's the moment of the game when, once again, a couple of right-handers got through to Steve Osbourne's chin. and he really didn't know whether it was Nottingham or Newcastle, but he held on. And you see what I mean about that right eye. It's going to be a sight to behold in the morning.
He's still got 3 rounds to go if he's going to get to the end, so I think it'll even be a little bit more lumpier towards the end of the contest.
Well, I wonder if Darky Smith is telling Herbie Hyde to try and throw a few body shots and see what happens. We shall see. This is round 4. Scheduled for 6 threes, remember. An opening flurry from Herbie Hyde. Shakes Osbourne up. And the East End crowd here at the York Court, who love a tryer, they're starting to get behind Steve Osbourne now, and that's nice to hear.
Took another good short right hand there, and full credit to Osbourne because he's got a good chin, because if he hadn't, he'd have been out of there by now. He's took 1 or 2 good wallops. Herbie's enjoying it.
Well, it's a very thin line between building up a young fighter by giving him pushovers to build his confidence and overmatching him, but this seems a pretty well-matched contest because Osbourne is making Herbie Hyde think. And that's what he needs at this stage of his career. Hyde backed up in the red corner. That's Osbourne's corner.
He's got that nice touch of arrogance about him, Herbie. I know a lot of people don't like to see it, but I think it separates the good ones from the others. And Herbie's certainly got it.
I can't think of too many humble world champions. All the great ones have had a touch of arrogance about them. The Alis, the Ray Leonards, the Roberto Durans.
That's right, that is right. But Osbourne's still trying and going for broke with every shot. So Herbie's concentration about him because it only takes 1 punch.
That's right. Osbourne could get through, and then we could have a different fight altogether. But when those little two-fisted flurries from Osbourne, from Herbie Hyde, I should say, don't work, he's content just to build up the points, just snaking out that long left jab of his. And that alone would be ample to give him a points verdict on Mike Jacobs' scorecard. Osbourne, meanwhile, searching for openings of his own. Thankfully, that little nick under his right eye. Excellent job in the corner by Wally Swift. Well, not quite as much leather thrown in that round, Jim, as in the opening 3.
I think there was a little bit of a breather taken on behalf of fighters there, and that's another sort of interesting note on the learning process, because when you start going up to the 12-round distance, you've got to know how to pace a fight, and Herbie's learning very early, and Osbourne's prepared to oblige him because he doesn't mind it if Herbie eases out just a little bit. But I think Herbie might try and step the pace up again this round.
And once again, it would be very interesting to see him at least try and throw a couple of body shots just to see what happens, because he's been headhunting exclusively in this bout so far. And you can see the cares of battle on Steve Osbourne's face.
Fortunately for Osbourne, the eye hasn't got any worse, so fair play to the corner. They've kept it under good control.
Round 5, scheduled for 6. Herbie Hyde in the blue and Steve Osbourne in the black trunks. And Herbie Hyde on my scorecard, and I don't doubt the scorecards of everybody here, has won every single round so far.
Osbourne looks like he's trying to test Herbie's body out there.
Not a bad idea. Might give Herbie a few ideas if he starts shipping a few body shots.
Herbie likes to be called the dancing master, and he's living up to his reputation tonight.
Oh, a little clip round the ear and another one by Steve Osbourne.
That's what we was talking about in a fight, letting your sort of mind drift away. Them type of punches would never find him if he didn't really want them to, and just like drifting and enjoying it a little bit too much there, and he's took one or two good shots.
Well, that might have woken him up a little bit, and I think it has.
But at the end of the day, you can't get in the water and not get wet.
Osbourne lands a big swinging left. Hyde says no, didn't hurt me. Mike Jacobs says cut out the showboating, fellas, let's get on with it.
That goes back to the word we were describing earlier about Herbie. He's got that touch of arrogance.
Well, you need a touch of arrogance, as I say, if you want to go all the way, but arrogance is all very well if you've got something to be arrogant about. And Herbie Hyde, a long way to go yet, but he is good. Let's not take anything away from him. Very, very promising. And 18 years of age, well, he could have 10 years plus in the pro game ahead of him.
Like you said, though, early days.
In the meantime, let's forget all talk of future glory and let's concentrate on the matter in hand, because he's got a tough opponent in front of him in Steve Osbourne, and he's winning, but he just it early in this fifth round with a couple of right-handers that clipped him on the jaw. That if you get too careless against a slightly better caliber opponent, well, then you are in big trouble.
Osbourne's getting very ambitious now, and I think we're going to be in for a very exciting last round. I think he's going to really go out there and try and stick it on Herbie.
Well, from Osbourne's viewpoint, he's taken Hyde's best shots, and they've wobbled him, but they haven't put him down. And if he realises that he can't be hurt, well, as you say, Jim, round 6 could be a bit of a war. Coming up to the end of the fifth right now, though. In fact, there's the belt.
Little mark of respect from both sides, it's always nice to see.
Well, in the 6th, I guess Herbie Hyde is going to want to finish it inside the distance, and Osbourne is going to want to be the first man to take Herbie Hyde the distance. And I don't doubt he wants to win a round as well, does this man here, Steve Osbourne.
I'm sure Steve will give it his best in the last round. Herbie just give me a little wink now, following on with the arrogance act. Very confident young man. But I think it's going to be in for a sort of pretty exciting last round for the crowd. I think Herbie will also try and go for the finish. He's never prepared with going a distance, as he tells me.
Hyde making Osbourne miss. And the Nottingham boy coming in behind raised gloves, but taking a couple of really good straight left jabs in the process. So here we go, third and last round. Jim, when we saw Osbourne cut and wobbled in the second, it was odds against it going this far.
Yeah, fair play to Steve Osbourne. My heart goes out to him because he's really stuck to his guns, and he's still there at the end. Don't know how tired both fellas are, but Herbie's still bouncing around.
Yeah, well, if Herbie Hyde does go on a grader on us, at least Steve Osbourne might well be able to say, well, I took him the distance in his younger days.
Let's not count out the dynamic right hand just yet, though.
Well, both boys still swinging in this last round, still going for a finish. I'm sure Osbourne would love to get just one solid shot on Herbie Hyde's chin.
There's a look of contentment about Herbie, as if to say, you know, I've done work, now I'm just going to have a little bit of showboating and sail on to points with.
And a Merry Christmas to all my fans, exactly.
Four good punches, all on the trot there. And again, Osbourne's hung in there, brilliant.
Osbourne once again taking punishment in this last round, but bullying Hyde back into the road. Mike Jacobs tells him to box on.
I think this has been a good fight for Herbie at this stage of his career. Just knowing in his own mind that he could do the 6 rounds will benefit him better than any 2-round knockout.
Yes, you'll learn that not all opponents go down when they're hit, because he's caught Osbourne some good shots like that. The gum shield's gone, and Osbourne in trouble at the end of the third. Mike Jacobs hovers.
Tremendous
Splits him.
onslaught.
And Hyde going for the big finish now.
Yeah, stop it,
That's
ref.
it.
Good decision by the referee.
Well, with just 30 seconds to go of the 6th and final round, Mike Jacobs, quite correctly showing all his experience as a referee, dives in and calls a halt.
The referee timed that perfect, and put it in a nutshell, it was a perfect performance from Herbie Hyde, and full credit to our friend from Nottingham, because you know, he's got nothing to be ashamed of. He gave his best shot.
The referee has stopped the contest to save Osbourne taking further punishment.
Well, this was the
Herbie
end.
Hyde is the winner.
And Osbourne was getting hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation for a very good loser.
A marvellous performance by Steve Osbourne. He's given it everything he could, but congratulations to Herbie Hyde. That's 3 wins out of 3 fights, and all 3 have come inside the distance. Well, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back with a welterweight bout on this live Pro Box promotion at the York Hall.